Well, everybody, my name is Jeff Betcher. I'm the chaplain for the Philadelphia Phillies, and I'm here with Phillies legend, Andrew McCutchen. So, Andrew, let me know if I'm missing anything here, but I've got you as a five-time All-Star, a four-time Silver Slugger, two-time Player Choice Award, a Gold Glove, NFL, National League MVP. I was going to say NFL MVP. We're just going to throw that in there too. Man, bro, you've accomplished a lot, but I gotta be honest. I found this out this last spring training. I'm sitting in the Real Muto's living room, and Lexi says, "Hey, you got to watch this." And she pops up a video on YouTube of you proposing to your wife on the Ellen DeGeneres show. I mean,
Yep.
bro, that's got to be your biggest accomplishment, right? Like, how on earth did that happen?
Yeah. On top of those awards, in 2015, Roberto Clemente Award winner.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That award means more to me than any of those other accolades. But the whole Ellen thing, just one thing led to another. Had some people who knew that what I wanted to do, knew I wanted to propose to my wife, and we were just trying to figure out a cool way that I could do it. And the opportunity came up on Ellen, so it's like, all right, you know what, let's do it. I didn't think once about not doing it. Right when I got the opportunity, I was like, yeah, let's do it. So that was and the cool thing about it is if anyone asks how I proposed, I'm just like, all right, look it up on YouTube. I don't even have to explain it.
Yeah, bro. Though honestly, your sons are gonna hate you because you set the bar like way up here, man. Like when it's their time, like they're gonna.
Hey, they gotta know. I mean, man, that's your number one. So you gotta show them. You gotta show them why they are your number one. So
100%, man.
Yeah,
100%. That was awesome. Well, hey, just wanted to start by asking the question. We're obviously doing this for fellow Christian athletes, and so I know that for you, your faith is just a huge part of your life. You're very vocal about that, both on and off the field, both in front of cameras and in the clubhouse. And something I so respect about you is just your consistency. And how did you first come to Christ?
I always grew up around the church. My parents are both in the church. My dad became a pastor when I was 11. Then he became youth pastor. I've been in a church my whole life. My mom sang, my dad preached. And when we moved into our home, we literally lived right across the street from our church that we attended. So, it was, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there was always something there, and I was always there. So, I always knew about Christ, and, it's always been a part of me. And feel like it's something that was more of a normalcy. It was for me. It wasn't something that I had to be introduced to. It was just something that was a part of my life.
That's awesome. So I grew up a pastor's kid as well. So got that in common. And it is a blessing. It is a blessing to grow up around the church. Were there any kind of defining moments for you that kind of when you felt like your faith kind of became your own?
I think it was the moment, the time I got baptized. I got baptized at 16 years old, and at that moment, it was something that my parents did a really good job of. Is when I wanted a relationship with Christ, they left that up to me. It wasn't their decision. So they said, when you feel the time is right for you to have a relationship with Jesus, that's up to you. So at 16. I went to my pastor and I asked to be baptized. So that was all me. It was something I wanted to do. And that moment was really the moment where I really felt that I had my own relationship with Jesus. And it wasn't something that was just taught to me, or it wasn't something that was forced upon me. It was actually my own decision. And that's when, that was a big defining moment for me, because I really felt that I had a very intimate and personal relationship with Jesus. And that's when it really started for me.
That's awesome. So you make it through high school, you get drafted. So you get drafted number 11 out of high school. which is, I mean, that's incredible in and of itself. What was that moment like when you're sitting there, you're hearing your name called, number 11, you're, just a teenager still. What was that moment like, and how'd your faith kind of prepare you for it?
You know what? It was honestly, it was surreal to be in that position, to know my upbringing, to know I didn't have the fanciest of things in the world. There was never a time where I felt like I needed to. I never felt like I was struggled. My parents did a really good job of not feeling like, I needed to, our household was a struggle. Even though I knew with them being very young, it was a struggle for them to be able to pay the bills, to provide. I never had a day where I didn't eat, so my upbringing was a good upbringing, but I knew we didn't have the best. We're more in the lower class part of the world. So, it was amazing to just be able to look back on that, look back on life when I was drafted, to get that phone call back then. I mean, it's so different now, but back then it was just, you listened on your dial up on AOL computer, and hopefully that was working pretty good. So, yeah, they announced it like that. That's the way that it worked. It's like 11 McCutchen, everyone cheered. I got the phone call. And it was a very, very, it was a humbling experience. It was surreal. And, with just having God as the center of my life and my family's, we were prepared, and I feel like in every way possible, praying for the best, but also trusting in God that He knows what's best for me and my life. So in case something didn't work out, we had college. I got to go to college and get a degree and play sports there. So, for us, it was more just like, we're trusting God in this process. And man, did he really blow us away when that call came.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, I love how faith just can be such a grounding, an important way to ground, athletes with all they're going through. So that's kind of a highlight. I know that you've had a number of challenges in your professional career as well. So what have some have been your biggest struggles that you've gone through?
As an athlete, and I believe one of my first struggles I really had was actually struggling in baseball. I was drafted out of high school. It was a very small school. I mean, we were Division 1A. It was literally the smallest school that you could attend. So the talent and the competition just wasn't. It was never too tough for me as a kid in high school. I mean, I hit 700 in high school, and that's like literally not a lie. I hit 700. I struck out five times. Like, it was. I never struggled. And I remember when I got drafted, one of the coaches, his name's Woody Heike for the Pirates. He's been around for a very long time. I actually think they named the complex after him in Bradenton. He came to me and he said, hey, that 700 stuff, that's not going to happen. And he was like, nah, if you hit 300, that'll be great. And I remember thinking, like, 300? Who hits 300? Like, that's nothing. I mean, I'm going to hit at least 500. Like, that was my mindset. Wow. I wish I still had that mindset. But I mean, I remember going through the system and then getting to AA and struggling for the first time, hitting under 200, really trying to figure out me as a baseball player. Where do I fit in? Am I going to make it? Am I good enough to make it? Is this it for me? Like, how do I get out of this? And really needing to have a really good support system of people around me to help me through that process, because that was a struggle. It's the first time it happened. So that for me was the first real struggle for me. And then of course my knee injuries, that was my knee injury. That was something else that was really, really hard. It's something I'm going through right now, but I'm getting through that, and got a good support system around me, and it's a learning experience, and it's been those are some pretty big struggles, but I know on the other end, have God as the center of my life that helps me through those.
That's good, man. Yeah, God keeps us grounded in the good times to not get too full of ourselves, and keeps us grounded in the bad times to not get too down, right? He just keeps us rolling steady, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely does that. It keeps us. He holds us accountable in a sense. I feel like not too high, not too low. Just always throwing those reminders out there about what's important and who's important. That definitely is something that I realize in my successes and my failures, is that how well I do if people love me, or how bad I do and people love me and some people don't. Jesus' love never changes. It doesn't matter how well I do or how bad I do. His love for me never changes, and it never will.
Amen. Amen. So beautiful. All right. So last season was your first season in Philly. I'm wrapping up chapel. I'm putting away the Bibles, and I hear the crowd roaring, and it's because your first at bat, you blast a home run. So welcome to the team. And can you kind of take us through what was the road? Obviously very successful in Pittsburgh, and had a great start. Before the injury, had a great start in Philly. So what was the road from the path from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia? What did that look like for you?
It was quite a roller coaster, honestly. Being with the Pirates, and that was the only thing I knew. I was there for 9 years, and then where I ended up in Philly, the way I got there was being traded by the Pirates in 2017 at the end of the year. Then starting with the Giants in 2018, then being traded from the Giants to New York Yankees for a month. And then after that, signing with Philadelphia. And, so that all in one, we did that. It happened really fast. It's been quite the journey, and it's been a learning curve for not only me, but for my family, my wife. And, there's a lot we've learned through it all, and we're continuing to learn. But we always feel wherever we are, there's a reason why we're there. God put us there for a reason, and it's not for us to figure out what the reason is. It's just for us to be obedient to Him and His Word, and serve and do what we feel is needed through the power of prayer, through the power of meditation, through Him, and just trusting Him.
Yeah, that's good, man. So what's it been like just being in Philly and trying to live out your faith here? What's that journey been like for you?
Yeah, man, it's been great. Tell you what, it's definitely a lot nicer to be on the home side than the visiting side. Because being a visiting player coming into Philadelphia all the time, it was one of those places to where it was like I never wanted to turn around in the outfield and look in the stands. If the ball went over my head, my palms would sweat because I just knew like the fans would be wearing me out. So it feels good to be on the home side. You got so many fans that used to boo you because of what you used to do against them. Now they're cheering for you. So it's great. But faith has been it's been great. It's had times where it's tested, and but I know at the end, like I said before, God has me here for a reason. He has my family here for a reason, and to just go out there and just play the game and play it hard, play the game, play it the way that God blessed me to play it. And that's just a form of praise for me. That's a form of praise to God when I go out there and play the game the way He blessed me to play it.
Amen. That's great. I know the day you got signed, I was sitting in a seminary class and I got a text message from one of the players saying, "Hey, I think we got some reinforcements." And he wasn't talking about on the field. He was talking about, just another Christian brother on the team. And what's that been like for you, just kind of getting to know the guys in the clubhouse and relationships developing with them, and being able to, just live out your faith as a guy, not just on the field, but also, kind of behind closed doors with the players?
You know what? It's been really good. Something that I've become to learn, especially now that I've hopped around on a few teams, is I always used to put so much pressure on myself as a person to feel like I'm a man of God, and I need to let people know that. People need to know that I'm a man of God. I need to have conversation and talk with people, even people who may not know God, introduce them to the Word of God. And the more that I continue to play, the more I continue to be on different teams, the more I start to realize that sometimes it's not, I don't have to feel the need to put the cross, right in front of someone's face. Sometimes it's good to just be myself and to be the man that I know that I am to other people. And I don't always necessarily have to mention God. Sometimes you can pray about that and ask for God to give you opportunity. And when those opportunities come, you'll know when there is a good time to be able to do that, to be able to talk about God. But sometimes it's just good to just be you, be a good friend, be a good teammate, be a guy that people respect, and just go out there and play the game. And that takes care of itself, or it takes care of it. So a lot of times I would just feel like I'd be so defeated because I'd be so much, man, I felt like I should have said more or I should have done more, but sometimes I think that happens when I'm trying to do things myself, as opposed to let God be the one to do that. So I've learned to pray more, pray about that, pray about opportunities. And I've learned to just kind of be myself. And I think that's helped me more. It's helped me more personally. And I think it's helped me more around the team and the guys that I'm around.
That's awesome. So what was it like? Just obviously, you come in and you have a great start, but then you get injured. And what was it like, kind of just walking through your injury and recovery, which I know has been lengthy and hard. And what's that been like? What do you feel like you've been learning through it?
Yeah, there's been so much that I've learned through this injury. First thing that I learned is I'm not 16, so I'm just not going to hop up out of bed and just and get moving. I'm a little older now, so things take time. That's something that I've realized. You set these goals out in front of yourself, and you're like, all right, this time, this moment, I'll be feeling this way. And sometimes it's like, no, you're not going to be feeling that way. You're not going to be feeling 100% at 7 months post-op. So I've learned to be patient, with myself, be patient with my body, listen to my body, and rest when I feel like I need to rest. I can't just be going 100% for months and then feel like, the reaction is going to be, oh, I feel better. Sometimes it's good to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna take the day off. I need to relax. I need to rest. So I've learned that through this process. I've had so much time with my family, so much time that I wouldn't have had before, and I cherish that time. I cherish those moments because I don't get those moments back. So it's been good. I've been thanking God. Something that I felt like was so horrible and it was having an injury, it ended up being something that was very beautiful, because I was able to, there's been so many things that I've gotten out of this, and realize that God is using this for good. Romans 8:28, he's using what I'm going through, is using it for his good. And I realize that he shows me here and there that the injury is tough. Not playing the game is tough, but there's beauty that comes out of it.
Amen. Amen. What a hope we have as Christians, that God can use even adversity to do good things through it.
Mm-hmm.
This season's had its own kind of adversity, and the fact that it's not happening right now. So how have you been handling that? Just the adversity of the shutdown, and what's been your hope during this time?
I understand. We all want to play. We all want to get back on the field and play the game that we love playing. But we also realize there are some real life things that's going on with the pandemic. There's the whole world is involved in this. And as much as I want to play the game, just as much as anybody else, I do realize what people are going through right now. And So it's okay that the game is off. It's okay that we can't play it. We realize that. It's just a matter of, what can we do as people, and what can we learn from through this process? What is God trying to tell me? First, individually, what is He trying to tell me? What is He trying to tell my family? And being able to be in this moment and to, like, once again, turn something that's really hard and really tough and really sad and trying to find the beauty through it. It's been a blessing for me, for my wife, that, we're going through this right now, but, we don't really know anybody personally, that's had the virus. There are people that we do know that know someone. But we also understand there are so many people that have gone through it. And so, it's just praying. It's praying for those people. It's made us closer. Honestly, I think it's made me and my wife made us closer. And it's something that is an everyday process. And we're continuing to take this day by day. I think this has helped us breathe more through this. We're able to sit back, breathe, and really take in our surroundings. And sometimes before this pandemic, we look, weeks ahead all the time. Hey, 2 weeks you'll be here. We'll be here, so we need to, get ready for this and this. And so sometimes we're not able to, like, really hone in on the day and be where our feet are. But I think now it's helped us literally be where our feet are, and to enjoy that, and to enjoy where we are, take it day by day, because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
So true. So true. Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to be present where our body is. Sometimes so easier to be in the future. But from all that you've kind of learned during this time of quarantine, what's just one thing that you want to kind of change moving forward? Like, you don't want to kind of go back to the old normal. You want to kind of be a new normal for you. Is there something that you thought about?
I think it's more of the appreciation for me. I think it's being able to appreciate this time, because I had the talk with my wife. I was like, when things do go back to normal, we're back playing baseball, businesses are back open, it gets normal again. I was like, I think we're going to miss a little bit of that time where we were more chill, when we were more relaxed, when there wasn't much going on. I think we're going to miss that. So I think for us, it was more of, let's, try and enjoy moments like this, even when things go back to, normal. I don't know what it's going to be a new normal. It's not going to be the same normal as it was before. But basically what I mean is when businesses are back, people are back working, and things are just moving like they were. I think it's just like us having these moments, having more of these moments like we're having now, being able to relax, put the phone down, go outside, play around, play with my kids outside, and just the little things, bringing you back to your childhood. That's what this time reminds me of. It's my childhood. So, that's when things were a little more simple. So it's just making things a little more simple. Like right now.
That's good. Something I've always respected about you, even before you came to Philly, is how you really are intentional about using your platform in order to share about Christ. And so why is that something that's so important to you? It's kind of curious as to your thought process for that.
Yeah. I think it's super important to me because God blessed me to play the game of baseball. But, I know it's somewhat of a byproduct of what I feel is just as important. And that's being a servant of God. And so I think with the game itself, I'm able to play it. But at the same time, there's so many other things that I'm able to do. I'm able to branch out and do so much more than play the game. And so for me, I know that I've realized the importance behind who I am and what I do. I understand the importance of the window that I get of opportunity to be able to, host events, awareness about certain things, charities. I know there's so many things that I can do, and I try to do them because the opportunities are there. For me, I think I won't say it's an insult. It's not. I won't say it's an insult to God, but I just feel like I'd be disobedient to God if I wasn't going out there and essentially making His name known by doing some of the things that we do. Because I feel like God does show that. He does show opportunity. He does offer you that opportunity, and it's up to you to be able to do something with it or to deny that. So I feel like he's shown that in the Bible before. He's shown that with Moses, before in the Bible, and he's a burning bush, and God wanted him to free his people, and Moses was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I feel like there's things like that with us. We have those opportunities too, and God presents those opportunities. It's up to us to be able to jump on those and hop on those opportunities, or to say, no, I don't want to do it. So I'm trying to do my best to be obedient to His word and take advantage of the opportunity I have.
Yeah. I love that word obedience. I mean, God uses those who are willing to be obedient to Him. And God gives opportunities to all kinds of people, but He uses the ones that are willing to be obedient. And so super respect the fact that you want obedience to be part of your life. Mm-hmm. So you have 2 kids, and Steele's getting a little bit older. For him, if he starts playing youth sports at some point, what do you think it would mean to you if he was able to have a coach who loved Christ, lived their faith out loud? Like, how do you think that would impact his life? So thinking as a father, why would you want your son to have a Christian coach?
I think it'd be great, an opportunity for me. I look to my dad now and the times that, I was being coached by someone. Now that I have my own son, I think about that opportunity when my son is under a coach. If he had that impactful coach who just a Christian coach, I think it would make me as a father feel more comfortable with him playing, and realizing that coach is going to be able to not only better him as an athlete or as whatever sport that he's playing, but he's also just better him as a person. I think it's good to have those relationships with their coach. They're not just bettering you as a baseball player, but individually they are as well, and personally they are as well. They want the best for you, not just for what you do on the field, but they want the best for you off the field as well. The agenda, they want to win, but they also want to see you succeed in life. And that's great to have. I think that would be helpful as a father looking at my son, going off and whoever is teaching him whatever it is that he wants to do. I think that's the benefit from it.
Absolutely. And that's why we love FCA, right? Because they're committed to raising up Christian coaches like that to impact youth. So how has the ministry message of Fellowship of Christian Athletes just had an impact on your career and your faith?
Yeah, it's been great because, as a young kid growing up and playing different sports, there's a lot of temptation as a young kid. There's so many things that are out there that you can easily be attracted to. And I think just being grounded and being surrounded by some people where you feel comfortable, I think that's something that's really beneficial. A lot of times as young people, we can the peer pressure can be a big part of our lives, just with the kids that you're around, your friends and people that you associate with, or whoever that it is. A lot of times when it comes to our faith, it becomes hard for us to share because we don't want to feel dragged by the people that are around us, and it's sad to see. But that's just that's just what happens. That's just the nature of being a teenager. And but when you're around and surrounded by people like in FCA, people that you know who are on the same in the same boat as you, trying to do the same things and be committed to God, I think that helps you that helps you realize that people are just like you. There are some people out there who are just like you, and you guys are able to relate in that aspect. And I think that's been the biggest leap and step for me. Just hadn't been a part of FCA.
That's great. So what would you say has been the impact that you've seen FCA have on coaches and athletes?
I think the biggest impact, honestly, is the relationship that the coach and player have. I think it helps. It helps their relationship because they know from each other. They trust each other, and they know that the coach wants what's best for them as a player and as a person. And I think that's always good. It's good to know that my coach doesn't just want me as the athlete or the guy who goes out and wins them games or comes through for them all the time. And it's good to know that they care in my best interest. They have that, and I'm able to go out there and play the game freely, and also realize that if I do fail or if there are some challenges, that I have someone who I can trust in. And I think it's good, and it's likewise with the coach. The coach, he knows that person and that kid that they're going to give them everything they got, but at the same time they understand that it's not always hard. It's not always easy to be able to be the person that kid is. It's not always easy to perform. I might be having some things personally that they're going through, but the coach knows that the kid trusts them and that they can talk to them about anything, whatever they're going through. And it frees them up. It frees them up to be able to play the game and to be able to live their life in the way that God intends them to live their life. So I do think it's super beneficial, and it's super impactful.
That's great. Well, Andrew, thanks so much for your time. The Lord has blessed you not just with athletic ability, but you're a great communicator, man. I could listen to you talk all day. So
thanks. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you doing this. And God bless you guys. Praying that you'll be up here in Philly and that I get to see you in person soon. So.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. God bless you, bro.
All right. God bless.